welcome to lesson 7 in our account management module, where we're going to look at account evolution. Now, to recap, previous 2 sessions we first focused on how to expand a campaign that's already hitting its goal, and we went through the steps that we can do to do that. We looked at adding keywords, changing targeting settings, changing bids, all those kind of tools that allow us to grow the scope of our campaign. We've then looked at how we can optimize a campaign, make it the spend that we have more efficient and more effective. What we're going to do here is what's called evolution. Now, evolution sits somewhere between optimization and expansion because it can achieve both at the same time. And I've treated this separately because everything we've done so far, we haven't fundamentally changed the account structure. We've just worked with what we had and added negatives, changed some settings. We've worked within the constraints that we set up in our campaign structure. Evolution affects our campaign structure. That's why I'm treating it separately. So why does a campaign need to evolve? Well, the campaign needs to evolve because when you start it, you build a campaign structure which is your best guess at the time you build it. When inevitably it's going to be wrong to some extent or another. Some elements of the campaign are going to perform really well, others not so much. And evolution is the process by which we give the campaign the breathing room it needs to grow and reach its full potential. And it will, when you're done right, improve efficiency and potentially scale at the same time. So previously when we were looking at targeting metrics, we looked at the 4 V's. In evolution, it's essentially the 3 I's: identify, isolate and invigorate. And we're focusing on keywords. Keywords whose performance within an ad group is different to the other keywords in the same ad group. Generally, we're focusing on those keywords who are underperforming their peers. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a keyword that for whatever reason is not working as well. We're looking for those within an ad group that have a low click-through rate and a low quality score compared to their other ad keywords in the same group. So let's have a look at an example. I'm going to come into my AdWords account, look at a particular campaign. So I'm looking at this UPVC Windows ad group. This is quite a big ad group. It's not one that I've built, and if I had, I wouldn't be building it this big, but it's nevertheless quite a big ad group. So what I've done, I want to look at click-through rate first of all. So I want to sort by click-through rate, and you can see the ones at the top of the page have really good performance, really great click-through rates, very, very high. Scrolling down the page, and even down in the mid sort of 5 upwards percent, they're really good keyword performance levels. 7% click-through rate on a phrase match keyword is pretty impressive. That's a really good kind of click-through rate. Big numbers going through, that's not chance, that's proven. But if we scroll down, we suddenly here fall off a bit of a cliff and we have keywords that are less than 5%, sort of 4% and below. Now, these are outliers, and to my mind there's no rule for this, but use your judgment, use common sense. I will be taking each of these as an outlier, because if we look at their performance compared to their peers, it's significantly worse. So what do we need to do about that? What we will do is we will pause these keywords in this campaign, this ad group. We will create new ad groups or potentially a new campaign if it's necessary, and we will create new ads for them. We're going to pull them out completely and retarget them. So if we look at the campaigns on the left hand side, there is no campaign to deal with window suppliers. Window suppliers is arguable. We'd create a new campaign for it. We'd certainly want to create a new ad group for this particular PVC Windows, because what's happening is the ad is not speaking as well to this keyword as it is others in the same group. We can see PVC Windows and UPVC Windows, very similar keywords, but massively different. 6.78, 2.92. It's the same keyword apart from one letter. That clearly matters. So we would create a new ad group for PVC Windows, not UPVC, PVC, create a new ad group and write a new ad specifically targeting that. Pause these here and then we can go from there. So that's how we evolve that. We look for those that have got a low click-through rate. We can do the same with quality score, and I'll show you that in a second. When we move them to ad groups, write new, more targeted copy, and we check the landing page is appropriate. If the landing page is inappropriate for that new ad group, we create a new landing page. The whole point is make the keyword, the ad, the landing group as relevant to each other as possible, so we've got a really good match there. All the evidence in this ad group here suggests that for these, we have not got relevance going through them. Otherwise, we'll be seeing much higher click-through rates as we are seeing throughout the remainder of this ad group. So that's why we're doing this. So pause them here, create a new ad group, put those keywords in the new ad group, and write new ads, check the landing page. We can then repeat the process by quality score. If we sort by quality score, we can see all the 10s and the 9s at the top of the page. Have we got anything that is really low in comparison? 6s. Here we go. We've got some 3s. So these 3 at the bottom are 3 relative to everything else, which is at least a 5 or a 6. That's a standout as being a problem to me. So I would say anything 5 or lower, we want to investigate whether they ought to be in a separate ad group. Now in this case, these are very small, they're getting very little traffic. I'm not too worried. If these are getting more traffic, then I would definitely want to move them. But the question is, if we put them in a more relevant ad group, would they get more traffic? Because we can see here they're getting very little of it right now. That's probably because they've got a quality score of 3. So take these, move them to a new ad group, and away we go. So that's what we do here. So if you've got campaigns running, perform an evolution review of your account. Look for the outliers in each ad group, create a new ad group. If absolutely necessary, create a new campaign. Write new ad copy, check the landing page, and go. That's it. Bye for now.